Hey guys, it's me Samantha and welcome to a new video. Today I'll be doing a highly requested video on how I film. I know a lot of YouTubers have done these types of videos before, but every YouTuber is different. And I thought it would be fun to show you how I do it and how it's different from other people. For all you beginners, I'll be starting right at the beginning, showing you good places to buy your LPS and how I get mine. Hopefully this video won't be too boring, and don't worry, I'm not just going to be here standing and talking in front of you. I'll also be showing you photos and videos of my workplace and giving you tips on how to film. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you want more like this, then comment down below. So let's get started. The first step if you want to make LPS videos is obviously getting LPS. I started collecting LPS when I was about 7 years old, so I've had a long time to build up my collection. I usually don't buy new LPS that often anymore, but if I do, I'll get them from eBay, and sometimes they do sell old LPS in stores, but I'm not a big fan of the new LPS. Usually for a series you won't need that many LPS, and it doesn't always matter if you use rare ones or not. It doesn't really matter what LPS you use, even if they're old ones, because the storylines and the characters are more important. Which brings me on to the next point, ideas. Ideas for filming used to be really hard for me, and I could barely think of things to do. But now I've got way too many ideas and I don't actually have time to film them. I usually get inspiration from books, films, TV shows, and even my own experiences. You could ask your friends or your parents about different situations they've had when they were younger, and you could always use that in your stories. They don't have to be that interesting, but you can use your imagination to change it or make it more exciting. For Double Trouble, I got some inspiration from Parent Trap, as a lot of you picked up on. Obviously, I didn't end up copying the movie, and that's the most important part. It's pointless having a series if you're just copying it word from something else. Not only is that technically cheating, but also it can be pretty boring. Use your own imagination to make something that you like. And if you find it too boring, then change it, because in the end, you're going to be the one who's making it. Once you've got your ideas, you need to work on the storyline. I'll let you in on a secret. I've actually never written a script for any of my films. I usually come up with it the night before and then pretty much wing it. And yes, I know I shouldn't be doing it and I should be prepared, but I just don't like it. But I do recommend that you at least have an idea of what you're meant to do, because sometimes filming can go massively wrong if you have no idea what you're doing. It doesn't really need to be detailed, but you can at least have a plan of what's going to happen in each episode. I like to use bullet points or short paragraphs to show what's going to happen in each scene so I have a general idea. If you want to be super organised, you could always plan ahead for a few episodes. I usually have the idea of what I want to do by the end of a season, but obviously I haven't got there yet. If you get the idea of how you want a series to end, you can use it to fill in extra episodes. Obviously a lot of things can change in between episodes and sometimes you won't be able to film certain things. But being prepared and having ideas and storylines written out, even in rough, can really help. And whilst you're doing the storyline, you can work on the characters. The key to making a good series is having exciting characters. If all the characters are the same, it's going to make it kind of boring. If you have a hard time trying to come up with good character ideas, then base it off of real people. You could also base it off of TV show characters or film characters you already know. It makes it a lot easier when you're trying to make them react to certain situations. You could also choose the personalities of the characters depending on what LPS you use. Making characters fun for the audience will make them want to like that character. Making LPS their favourite will help you a lot with the series. Especially when people start shipping your LPS together. Yeah. Once you've got your LPS, your storyline, and your characters sorted out, then you can get to filming. And this is the hard part. In order to film, you're going to need either a camera or just your phone. You don't need an amazing high-tech camera to film. Back when I first started, I just used my webcam from my computer. It wasn't the best, but back then I wasn't even sure that I liked filming. And there's no point in buying a big expensive camera if you're not sure you really want to do it. For any of you wondering, I use a JVC Avera HD camcorder. I've had it for almost 3 years now and it's still one of the best cameras I've had. Next you need to set up the stage by choosing a table in your room or in your house that you want to use, making sure that anything that isn't meant to be there is cleared and out of view, and then putting your houses, your characters, and your accessories on the table. For filming, I use a softbox, which makes the video look like it's in natural lighting. I used to film downstairs on a small table using the sunlight, but it meant that I can only ever film sometimes when the lighting was good. Softboxes are expensive, but they're really good to use and I would recommend saving up for one. It saves me a lot of time because I can just film whenever I want. But to be honest, you don't need all this big technical equipment because for years I had none of this and I got on just fine. I just use it now because I don't have as much time as I used to and it's a lot easier to plan out my videos. But when I first started filming, I used to film on a small windowsill which was about 6 inches wide. I could barely fit anything on there, but I still managed to do it. Once you've set everything up for filming, you then just need to film. Which sounds easy, but it's a lot more technical than you think. Before you film, you need to set up the shot. Get everything you want into the video, such as the LPS, the accessories you want in the background, and everything else. Press record, say what you want to say, move the LPS you want to move, and then press stop. Then you just repeat what you just did. By the end of filming, you usually have hundreds and hundreds of about 3-second clips. It can be pretty boring, but once you've done it, it tends to look a lot better than if you just do one long take. And this is where editing comes into it. First of all, you need to make sure that you have an editing program. You could start off using free ones like iMovie for Mac and Windows Live Movie Maker for PC. I personally use Sony Vegas Platinum Pro 11, but it takes quite a while to get used to. Then all you need to do is put the clips onto your computer, then put them onto your editor, and then put them all together. Make sure you cut out any noises you don't want and making sure that they all flow. If you want, you could always add music and sound effects to make your videos even better. The main thing you have to remember with filming is that practice makes perfect. And the more you do it, the better you're going to be at it. Everyone's got to start somewhere, and I was a beginner once too. Looking up tutorials and how-to videos on YouTube really helped. And the best way to learn is by starting at the bottom and working your way to the top. Trying to use big, confusing editors at the start are not going to help you. And finally, once you've made your video, you can upload it to your YouTube channel. To set up your channel, it really helps by talking to other people and making friends. If you're nice to people and comment on other people's videos, most of the time they're going to do it back. Joining communities and just generally making friends really helps to get your videos out there. I know it may seem difficult at the start, but we've all got to begin from somewhere. And now that LPS tubing is getting more popular, you're more likely to make new friends and become popular yourself. And it's not all about subscribers and viewers, because if you want to do filming, then you can, and there's no one who can stop you. So there you go, a really brief version of what you're meant to do. I know I haven't gone into the most detail, but honestly there is so much to say and it's difficult to put it into a video. If you guys have any questions, then just leave them in a comment down below and I'll try and answer as many as I can. I hope this video got to help you guys in some way, even if it's just repeating what you already know. But good luck for everyone who wants to go into LPS filming. And I hope you enjoyed this video, but until next time, bye!